Do I think we're using... In Europe, you mean, rather than Africa? I think it's the same thing, really. I think a lot of people, it depends. Basically, it depends who you're talking to. I suppose a lot of African people with African values will, obviously they've got that thing where their grandmothers, grandfathers, their parents actually believe in marriage. But to be honest with you, this generation, my generation I'm talking about, don't really believe in marriage, because there's a lot of people who are living together but not really married. Whereas when you go back home, where I'm talking about Africans, we don't, we can't do that because it's sort of taboo, isn't it, to live with somebody. So saying that, I suppose it's just a culture in Africa that expects us to be married, especially at a certain age. And a lot of people end up getting married just because society expects you to be married. But really and truly, a lot of people just don't want to be married.
You don't want to be married, do you?
Yeah, if I met the right person, I'll be married for security reasons, because obviously, and it's the right reason, it's the right thing to do for security, because in the sense that, anything could happen to me and stuff. But then again, with marriage, I suppose the only reason I get married, like I said, is because society, being African, expects me to be married. So saying that, I would get married for security, in the sense that the man won't just run away from me. He'll have to think about it. And if I was totally in love with him, he'll have to think about it. But then, really, I'm just happy living with somebody. Yes, I'm just happy living with someone. So I don't believe in it, but I think I will get married because I'm African.
Well, I don't know if my opinion counts, but I think because most men, opposite sex to mine, they're maybe caught up in prison, are caught up in a different sexuality. So that's why marriage between basically the original man and woman is not too frequent. Do you think so?
I don't think black people are losing value for marriage. I don't think so personally. It depends on your background and also culture, because I was brought up to have a family sort of life. So I don't think black people are losing the value of marriage personally, because most of my friends are married and they're enjoying it. My daughter is married and she's really having a good time with her husband.
It depends, how you're brought up. If you're brought up in a home where your father and your mother have a loving relationship and they're married, then you will, want the same. So you will value that. But if you haven't got that within your home, then obviously it's going to be easy to just go and have sex and, move on as soon as there's a difficulty. Yeah, so.
No, marriage is a commitment. It's a commitment in front of the Lord. It's a commitment for your heart. I believe in marriage. I think it shows that you're committed to that one person through sickness and in health, through all the troubles that life may throw at you. You're together. You're a union together as one. Yeah.
Unfortunately, most black people tend to follow the culture they're in. And we no longer take our children to church. We no longer show our children or tell our children about what God has designed and want for us, which is a pity. Yes, I feel that black people do copy the hosts of the country.
En tant que femme, je m'estime aussi capable qu'un homme de m'assumer et de prendre mes propres décisions et de choisir faire mes propres choix et de savoir comment je voudrais gérer ma vie. Et je voudrais, si je suis dans une relation ou si je me marie, j'attends que mon mari ait autant de respect pour mes opinions, mes idées que j'aurai pour les siens. Donc voilà.
You see, in Africa it's like a husband must work for the wife or for the family, you see. That's the way how it is in Africa. Whereas here in Europe, there's no difference, you see. The woman and the husband, they are equal. So that's why I think the value of marriage will not stand because of that, you see.
So do you think they're turning away because they've got the possibility to in this country, or do you think they're just turning away because they've been educated to turn away and make it for themselves in this?
Well, the feminist movement has a big impact in our life, in the sense that women don't want to stay at home to look after their children. they've been coached to go out and work. And I really believe sincerely that God has designed us as women to look after our children rather than community or society. It's my duty to raise my child, to fear God, to respect God, and no one else's opinion, or no one else should do that job but me.
Okay, why do you think she changed? Why?
Because she find another world.
It's just a gamble, isn't it?
Right, yeah, it is.
You know, things change, people change.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is it only people, or is it maybe some place change the marriage?
Circumstances, I think circumstances. Lots of factors. It could be financial, emotional. It can be the children as well. You know, it's circumstances. Economic circumstances can put a strain on a relationship. And also there are other influences like other women, other men.
Do you think maybe it's because they're educated and they're career women and they can earn their own money and they can make it on their own? Do you think that's why?
Oh yeah, that's probably one of the biggest reasons. As women are just, I think you got to look at from this. I would say from the 60s, going into the 70s, women. I think women control men more than men control women. That's how it is today.
Okay, do you think that if your husband cheated on you, you would leave him?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't? Why not?
I'm an old school homegrown person. Till death do us part. I will stick by my man. No, I don't believe in divorce. So I'm going to take my time and pray and hope the right person comes. And even if, God forbid, even if he does cheat or something, I'll just continue from there. I don't believe in divorce.
Okay.
Well, I don't think she needs to stay if there's any cheating in the relationship. I mean, what you have to look at is why the cheating took place in the first place, you see? And I feel that, you know, where arguments are set in, whether it's due to finance, etc., there's a lack of understanding to what true marriage values really stand for, you see? And it's a shame that money is an excuse to end any relationship, whether it's a marriage or just, you know, two people living together, you see?
Just have faith and keep strong.
Keep strong.
Keep strong and have faith.
Okay. What about?
It's hard, but you just still have to have a straight thinking.
We are talking about marriage. Are you married?
Yeah.
That's lovely then. Have you got any advice to tell people who are watching now about marriage? What do you think about it?
Have I got any advice? Oh, have I got any advice? I can't think off the. Just, you know, take everything with a pinch of salt. Take the rough with the smooth. And as my auntie used to say to me, life's not a bowl of cherries, and it's true. Okay.
Et qu'est-ce que tu penses, quel conseil tu donnes aux femmes qui veulent entrer dans le mariage maintenant?
Que ce soit de leur propre volonté, qu'elles soient sûres que l'homme avec lequel elles entrent dans un mariage est un homme avec lequel elles peuvent communiquer. La communication est très très important et je pense que justement on ne peut pas s'entendre entre nous si on ne peut pas communiquer. Donc pour communiquer, il faut que tout le monde écoute autant que tout le monde parle. Donc je pense que la communication surtout.
Mais pour moi, je voulais dire que la femme doit se soumettre à son mari et penser surtout à ses enfants.
So what do you think that we can do to make black women aware of our values, of our African values?
For starters, they need to go to church and practice what you preach, because a lot of people go to church and don't practice it. So I think if they start practicing what they preach, and they can keep their husbands and keep themselves from other men.
Okay. How do you think we can promote togetherness and marriage within our community?
Doing exactly what you're doing. We need to run a huge campaign, and definitely, whoever scripts the speeches, it needs to be the truth rather than the elements of fashion. You know what I'm saying?
So have you got any advice to tell people who's watching right now on the Passion TV just about marriage? You know, some people doesn't, believe on marriage. What do you think about it?
No, I think that if you are married, then you should keep that marriage strong.
Yeah.
Because marriage isn't easy nowadays. Nothing's easy nowadays. But to have a relationship is hard, and to be married is even harder. So I haven't really got any advice. Just stay blessed. That's all. Go to church. That's the main thing. Go to church. A
Thank
family that prays together stays together.
And my advice is to women to keep strong. Keep strong and looking in the straight direction.
Sylvia, merci de nous avoir accordé ces quelques minutes. Je viens d'entendre ce que tu as dit à ma consoeur Mireille. Et quel conseil tu donnes aux femmes qui sont en train de, disons, qui sont en train de bafouer le mariage en ce moment, qui sont en train de dénigrer le mariage ici en Europe, aux femmes africaines spécialement?
Le message que j'ai pour les femmes, c'est que vous cherchez quoi au dehors? Et comment est-ce que vous savez si ce que vous trouvez au dehors, c'est mieux que ce que vous avez chez vous. Donc, restez et essayez de... Restez et essayez... Oh God! To make the marriage work. Attendez une minute. Ah! On peut recommencer? Oh là là!
C'est pas grave.
Oh là là! Donc, au lieu...
Essayez de vivre bien dans votre mariage.
Ouais, utilisez ce que vous avez, quoi. Parce que vous ne savez pas si l'autre homme au dehors sera mieux que celui que vous avez. C'est ça.
I was born in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, and the men tend to have the last say, but which I believe is the right thing if he sees her as his equal, rather than he's on top and she's underneath. I think the word submit, right, yourself to your husband doesn't mean that the woman should be under. Submit is the sense that treat him as your equal. And sometimes we're trained or we're taught that submission is something that's passive and something is unequal to your partner.
Donc le sujet continue toujours, Mireille, c'est vraiment formidable que les gens puissent aujourd'hui parler un peu du mariage. Qu'est-ce que tu récoltes de toutes ces informations que tu es en train de travailler déjà? Ça fait un bon bout de temps ici à Candem, nous sommes.
Ce que j'ai pu conclure, c'est que la majorité des hommes pensent que les femmes, quand elles arrivent en Europe, elles changent totalement de caractère. Comme le Guinéen qu'on avait interviewé qui disait que sa femme était très tolérante quand ils étaient en Afrique et que depuis qu'ils sont arrivés ici, elle tolère rien, elle n'écoute pas et tout ce qu'il dit, elle fait ce qu'elle veut, quoi. Voilà.
Rachel, comment tu trouves?
Les
gens répondent facilement, c'est qu'on sort le mariage ici.
Oui, il y en a qui répondent facilement, mais concernant Madeleine, elle parle de l'égalité dans le mariage, mais je ne pense pas que le mariage est une question d'égalité. Mais bon, je crois que le mariage en soi est une bonne chose.
C'est une très bonne chose, Rachel a dit. Tu voulais dire quoi, Mireille?
Non, en question d'égalité, je disais que Madeleine elle a raison d'une part ou d'une autre, mais sa vision est un peu trop européenne. Et malgré que moi j'ai grandi ici, je pense que d'une part ou d'une autre, quand tu es marié, tu dois être un tout petit peu soumise à ton mari. Mais lui aussi, il doit te respecter. Donc genre, t'es pas son esclave. C'est pas que quand il dit fais si tu le fais, vous allez vous entendre bien sûr, mais il n'y a pas tellement d'égalité puisque quand vous vous disputez sur quelque chose, à la fin de la chose, je trouve que c'est souvent l'homme qui gagne.
C'est comme Monsieur José Chitoko l'a dit, donc nous sommes obligés de clôturer ce programme dans Passion TV, ce programme bien sûr Opinion. Vous avez eu beaucoup de gens qui ont dû donner leurs opinions concernant le mariage. Lewisham était aujourd'hui vraiment, je veux dire, un berceau de questionnement pour nous. Vous avez vu aussi nos amis de Camden Town, donc Mireille, j'ai fait allusion à Mireille, à Rachel Mboyo et aux autres aussi qui ont travaillé concernant bien sûr toujours en ce qui concerne le mariage. Je suis en train de terminer ce programme en vous disant bye bye, vous donnez le rendez-vous dans nos prochaines éditions.